And welcome back, everybody, to Game Arena Valorant Act 3. And if you're just joining us, first of all, what are you doing? Like, you should have been here earlier. You just missed, potentially, the winning matchup for the two teams we just saw, the CSU Players and OSU Scarlet, going 13-8 in favor of OSU Scarlet. And secondly, sit down, tune in. We got a lot more matches on the table. That was just the first round. We will have 4 more rounds of matches on the cards today. And here are the updates for the scores. CSU Vikings Green took down Marion Tech Leaders 13-1, so a very dominant performance from them to start off day 1 of this tournament. OSU Scarlet, as I said, took down the CSU Players, a grudge match from Act 2 that OSU Scarlet finally got the upper hand in. And CSU Vikings White did beat out Akron Gold, but it was a very close match, I will say. Coming up in this next match, though, and this is the one I think I'm looking forward to because we saw everybody play once. Now we get to see people play again. We have the Akron Zips Gold going against CSU Vikings Green. And these two teams look very, very scary in their own regard. CSU able to field 2 teams at the LAN today. Well, Akron Gold, a team that has a ton of prestige, technically the team that won Act 1, but obviously there's been some roster changes as there is with all collegiate esports since then. So we'll see if they can stand up to the test. Stand up to the task of the CSU Vikings, which very, very scary team. I've only heard about this team, heard rumors about this team on paper, but looking at their roster, they're the only team that has 2 Radiants on them. Obviously, they won their previous match 13-1, which is, in my opinion, probably the most dominant fashion you can win in. And they're a team that nobody has VOD on. Nobody has the time to research either of these two teams. They don't know exactly how they play, and that is dangerous on a LAN format. If you're able to keep the element of surprise, if you're able to keep unpredictability throughout the match, you can give yourself the upper hand and give yourself the win outright. And as we get into game here, we did see the map bans. We are going to be going into Haven. I was talking about this map pool, at least in the competitive scene, and I love all the maps that are potentially in play. So I'm excited no matter what map we get to see. Haven been in the rotation for a bit now, so a lot of teams have this sort of situated strategy for it. We do see there is a slight discrepancy between both teams. It looks like Akron Zips Gold are going to be going for that Omen, while the Vikings Green are going to be going for that Astra. Astra has been slowly rising in sort of global pick rate as like one of the best controllers to use. She got, I don't want to say she got some buffs, more so Omen got a decent amount of nerfs, which as an Omen main myself, I regret to say, but Akron is going to be starting this one out fast. They're breaching right onto site. They've already taken all the way through B. A deep smoke to deny Lion's position. And now he's going to be forced to retake through this, but trade's going either way. Now a 3v3 situation, and Akron Zip still staying as a 3-man stack, making it a 3v2, just trading off of each other, blow for blow, body for body. And they're going to play scrappy. I already feel it. That's exactly how they want to play these games. And now CSU Vikings Green, potentially with the opportunity to lose a second map on the cards. 2v1 for the player on CSU's side. They're going to try to get the stick, but there's just no time. Roggle takes it home. Unfortunately, both players will be going down to the spike there, but Akron Zips definitely happy with that outcome on the first round. And yeah, this is the second round that the CSU Vikes have lost this entire tournament. At least the CSU Vikes Green. So we'll see if they're going to make it a third or if they maybe have something to push back to fight with. It looks like we're setting up for a very big fight. You see the fault line already goes through, exchanged on either side. And it's a really good trade for CSU Vikes. What they're trying to do is they're trying to flush people from these positions, deny however they can, and it looks like they're doing just that. But now it's been equalized to a 3v3 situation by a well-placed shock dart by D10. And a reposition has been called for Akron Gold, but little do they know, there's one player just waiting, lurking, pushed up in a dangerous position. That's going to be Noth. And he's biding his time. Has he been spotted is the question. No, he hasn't. And CSU Vikes, they might be expecting the rotation to A, but noise has been cut, and Noth isn't hearing anything. So now, question marks are in their mind. They're thinking, are they holding? Finally, contact has been made. Woo. Wait. YU goes down, and Lion now left in a very tough situation here. Noth's flank, or cheeky position, did not pan out in their favor, and a good exchange by Lion. Some great damage from CSU Vikes Green for this upcoming round, but unfortunately, they're going to be going down 0-2, starting off this map of Haven. You can already see that YU getting very close to their Bladestorm. Haven, a very interesting map, because even though there's 3 sites, there's still only those 2 orbs out towards A and out towards B. You can't farm orbs in a similar way that you farm them on a map like Lotus. But farming orbs is definitely the name of a lot of players', you know, game. And you can already see YU with this push out. A deep Astra smoke from the defender side, forcing Akron Gold slowly away from this A main position, but they're actually going to opt to fight it. They've set up a defensive hold, and now players are just waiting. An immediate trade. Broggle goes down for YU. And this early hold has been broken through, but a lot of information has been gained for the defender side of CSU Vikings Green. And it's going to leave a very, very tall task for Akron Gold. A nice jump spot there from Lion, just checking this small angle, making sure that there's no push up towards the A site. This is the site that they have stacked the heaviest. And Akron looking to go back towards B. We'll see if they look to abuse it this map. But exquisitely has been able to find that trade. D10 also lighting up the kill feed. Curse is going to equalize here. Exquisitely eventually cleans up that kill, and now a 2v1 situation. A tremendous just trade. CSU Green able to trade that one right back. And we're going to be going into what is the most common round 4 situation. Both teams on a full buy, but because YU opted for a bit of a weaker buy on the 3rd round, he's now able to invest in that operator this round. And operators on Haven probably disproportionately powerful compared to the other maps that you play them on. You have A main, great place to play the operator. C long, an amazing place to play the operator. You have 2 really, really good options, and it looks like they're not even going to opt for either of those options. They're going to have him down in the garage area of A. A very cheeky spot to play. Noshuki biding the time. Akron's push, looking to head towards the C site, and they're breaching their way onto it, but CSU Vikings Green invested the Hunter's Fury to try and slow down this push, but they're not going to put anything more into it. They realize that Atrium's on the flank, and they want to commit at least one person to mark this. And YU's all that they need. But it's a 4v4 and now 4v3 situation. Akron has posted up on site, put themselves into a good position. But Shuki, the one to equalize with 4, comes in massively for the team. And you can see smiles on their faces. That's exactly what you need if you're the Vikes green. You are down 2-0. Now you've equalized the scoreline, and momentum is going in your favor. Economy is going in your favor. That's a massive part of Valorant. You hang on to that operator, and it's mostly just the fact that Akron Gold need to clear this operator. They realize it's in play because I believe there's Atrum who got eliminated in sort of mid by the operator. They know they're playing the op towards A, but you're able to be so flexible with this operator on a map like Haven. Now you have YU set up towards the B site in a very precarious position, holding all the way on top. And he's actually going to face off against all of the team that is pushing from Akron through mid. They're doing a lot of these mid pushes, and Shepard's going straight in. It's a util dump, a util exchange, and Shepard comes up on top. They take away that operator. Shepard now has picked it up, and because he had no gun, no harm, no foul. And Curse, very, very cheeky position. This should be Akron Gold's save, but they're abusing this position on B. They're abusing these fast hits, and it's going in their favor. Now Shuki with the world to do. They've done it before, but now Cursed. Even though the neural theft was not in his favor, the exchange is there, and Exquisitely just needs to get this save off. No operator to pick up, but one gun is going to be valuable for him to go into the next round with. And it looks like Akron might even want to give a bit of a chase to this, give a bit of a fight back. Nothing is going to be found. Oh, actually, Exquisitely does manage to pick up the operator, though. Off of Shepard's body, so operator switches hands twice, and he manages to get it. So a big find by Exquisitely that'll definitely help the team out. And you can just see, having the operator, it allows him to buy the rest of the team up. They're going to have almost a full buy this round, with Exquisitely being the only one on, I guess, kind of a lower buy, because he was the one saving that operator. He didn't get the death bonus money that you receive usually when you die. So now you give yourself a lot of options, because you're still on basically a normal buy, even playing field, but that op still going to be posted towards the B side. And 4 detected by the scan. We'll see if Akron keep going for these fast hits. This time, there are multiple members of CSU Vikings Green there to defend back, there to fight through. YU's going for a dangerous peek with the operator, gets traded out. Now 2v2 situation. There's an explosion of kills on the site. And now Shuki and Exquisitely trying to break through this gap, trying to put the pressure down. Atrium, a 1-for-1. Curse goes for the blind. That's going to hit. And he finds it. Akron bolstering up the kills. It's these fast hits that they keep going over and over and over again with. They need to post YU up on tighter angles, but the issue is they're not posting him on the right side. He had to rotate over from B that round, was not able to get as much value with the operator, and now it's been taken out of play. But we are getting to the stage of the game where a couple more ults are online. We have both Rolling Thunders for either team, and then from the Shadow Hunter's Fury for Akron. Very good ults for that post plant opportunity, and Shuki has that Astral Wall that can really switch up the pace. It's really about how teams plan around it. And it looks like Lion did not plan for that, but they did plan for the push up on both sides of A. In exchange, 1-for-1. Vikings Green so good at being sort of scrappy back, getting these trades out, but they need to start converting rounds, otherwise Akron Gold is going to gain momentum.
Tripwire destroyed.
You can see the hold they have set up with that Cypher utility. Able to do so much. And the breaching utility for CSU Vikings Green, without that breach, pun completely intended, it's just not there. They have the wall, but they don't want to commit that right now. They're just going to dump Astro Util in, but it's held on either side. The defenses are too good. This C-long setup... Oh, wait, hang on. This C-long setup not nasty enough. 1v1 situation, but it's a Hunter's Fury on the other side. You can't do anything in this situation. Let's just Shock Dart lands. It's close. All you need is one shot. They don't realize how low D10 is, and D10 gets the kill anyways. Says, I don't need to be fancy with this. I don't need Shock Darts. I don't need Hunter's Fury. I don't need this amazing kit that Sova has. I can just outshoot you, you know? And that's all I need. And now you can see a quick timeout called from CSU Vikes Green. They had a fairly easy run through their first match, but now falling to a round deficit here on Haven against Akron Esports. We'll see what adaptations they try to make, and what I want them to be at least discussing in this timeout is these aggressive hits from Akron, right? They either need to sort of gamble, stack people to counteract that, play in more cheeky angles. Because if you're hitting that fast, you can more easily put up the counter util if you're closer up. You can more easily deny space if you're able to, take it early in the round when you don't let Akron get that initial creep forward, walk into the position to set up that hit, and then prime it, 3, 2, 1, go, trade, and if you're just trade, you always win that on the attacker side. You always win that on the attacker side because you're able to set the conditions, the terms, where you're planting the bomb, where you are fighting that fight.
Right here.
So we'll have to see what the adaptation is. This timeout was called for the time when CSU Vice Green has that buy and they have the operator back. They're putting it towards A again, but it's another incorrect read on their side. And even though they've been doing these push-ups towards the A site, it's not coming into favor. The good news is, this time, for CSU Vikes, nobody's traded out. They're able to group up as 5 for the retake. And now it's going to be just a dump of ults. Breach ults exchanged just to cancel each other out, negate, and open up opportunities for those Hunter Fury shots to come in, the oppressive fire to push through. And Rogel now holding down the site for Akron, needs to collect a kill here, but does not have one in favor. And now it's just on the side of Cursed. Can he do the world? And no, he cannot. Once you get that operator on site, it is game over. GG's. The timeout that CSU called, definitely worth it, and definitely played off in their favor. They're able to keep 5 ready for the retake and just explode back on site. The issue is you don't always have that Rolling Thunder. You don't always have that Hunter's Fury to push back in with. So we still need to be, I guess it still needs to be proven that they can do this in any situation, not just the ones where they have so many ults to dump in.
This goes here. That goes there. Yes, this should do.
And usually at this stage of the game, winning a round shouldn't immediately break the bank. We're on round 9 right now, just for context. 9 of 12. Usually if you've won 2 or 3 in a row, it's not completely over. But because of the fact that Akron, in this situation, has been trading out so often, if they lose this round, they're not going to have a bye for next round. So they need to be extraordinarily cautious in this situation. And that early clear on the Shuki is exactly what they need. Nice trip, though, from Exquisitely, but not able to find anything from it. D10 comes up with that trade. And part of me is thinking right now, is it truthfully just better if CSU Vikes opt to take these retakes? And I'm not saying it because they're necessarily losing their defense. I'm just saying it because you have Atrim for... Oh, wait, hang on. This is a winnable situation. And, yeah, the retakes just look so good here. Lion on the site. Needs to clear some util. Not able to do it. Not able to catch any trades, though. It looked promising for a second on that retake with those 2 quick kills, but... Again, once the bomb's down, if you're just trading life for life, attackers always win that. Always win that. But to what I was saying before, I feel as if CSU Vikes should commit to more of that flood retake strategy because they are really, really good at it. And Atrim is playing a Cypher, in my opinion, exactly how you should on this map, right? You're playing a super lurky Cypher. You can commit to a 5v5 retake, punish Atrim on his lurk whenever he goes for it, and then just go back. But it looks like Atrim's going to be with the crowd. It's going to be a 5-person hit onto A this round. and they dump all their util into clearing it out. They dump literally everything. The good news is CSU Vikes have held on to their lives, but they don't have the guns in favor. They have some decent utility to retake. There's some decent utility to make this scrappy, but Nos has been caught. So has Shuki. The Blade Storm out from YU, trying to catch really anybody. Backed up here by Exquisitely. A nice headshot found. If you can keep finding those, you can make yourself a chance, make yourself an opportunity. Okay. Yeah, that happened. Anyways, I don't think the opportunity was made, but that's okay, you know? Sometimes we have those days. I can't be talking. And yeah, the other thing is the utility investment from Akron Gold when they do hit is always extremely heavy, you know?
Right here.
They will go in with about 60% of that Sova util, 60% of that breach util. They'll have to smoke in, obviously, and they'll have to usually either use the jet dash or the jet updraft. And here they're basically trying the exact same thing. It's not a 5-man flood, but it's close to that. Cheeky punishment though from Nos though, throws out that dart and just peeks off of it. And they don't even realize that Lion's still there. They're assuming this is a free sight. But they had this stacked, they had this accounted for. This was up to script. And a bit of energy there out of CSU Green, showing that they're not out of it just yet. Even though they're down in rounds, they're keeping the vibes up.
Touch. This goes here.
Looking at the setup for CSU Green here, it's going back to, you know, another one of these more heavy holds towards B and A, and they're just playing retake on C. Which, again, I think this is perfect. I think this is exactly what I do. You have the camera there to confirm if they come here, and the Omen ult straight onto the site is gonna call for a completely free C. And they're gonna take this for free, but you gotta watch the positioning on the bottom of the map. It's Atrim gets the kill onto Shuki. And he's always doing these lurks every time they play C. He wants to get the punish, make sure they can't go through. It's another exchange of Breach ultimates. But Roggle actually proves, the Breach diff proves that he may be the better Breach in this matchup. With that Aftershock, getting the kill onto the stunned up player. And a great hold there from Akron. But I honestly think that round more so decided by Atrim's lurk, you know? He was able to get one. He was able to split the focus of CSU Green into 2 different positions. When they're retaking, they just have to worry about, you know, flooding through one position. But if you realize you have a flanker, now you have to start thinking about the positioning in your garage. Now you have to start thinking about the positioning all the way up your flank through C main. You have a lot of different places you have to split your focus, and when you're not focused, it's almost impossible to do things. But now, sides are going to swap up. Akron going over onto the defense, CSU Vikings Green going over onto the attack, and as a 3-sided map, most people do say that Haven is slightly more attacker-sided. We get to see that nice dart out. Going to catch any information on players potentially from Akron Gold playing up onto A. That is not the case. No push up. And everybody just lies and waits. And because no noise has been made from CSU Vikings, other than that Cypher Cam, they're holding players. And the Cypher Cam doesn't tell anything. Cypher is usually your looking player. So no information has been gathered until now. The smokes go down. The trip is there for Atrim, holding the line. 1, 2, looking for a third. Has a chance to get it. There it is. 4 on the cards. No. Shut down. But the damage is done. And Roggle Curse there for the support, there for the backup. Nos is going to do his best. But at that point in time, the setup for Atrim was just too good. And for CSU Green, you really need to start scouting out this Cypher utility. Because usually on Haven, you'll see your Cypher either shift towards A or shift towards C. With the amount of time on the first round, technically you have time to do both. But on every other round, with only about 30-35 seconds to make those moves, you can't be on both sides of the map. So they need to figure out where Atrim is and counter him out, because right now this guy is almost on a 2.0 KD and he is not looking to be stopped. And neither is D10. 3 looking for an ace of his own. The spike is in the position. 4, and feed this guy more, because he is going to be hunting down Nos in these final moments, looking for the kill. If you're able to send yourself an ace, that's exactly what you need. And the players reveal themselves. The damage is there. Ace for D10, the first one of the day. And Akron feeling themselves right there. Can we get the fist bump? Hey, can we get it? There it is, let's go. Gotta show some love to your teammates. And Deason's like, yeah, let me hold on to this judge. I want to keep using it, please.
Oh, this is a nice spot.
Let me just go in the exact same spot. Surely they won't flush me this time. But CSU, Vikings, they now have their bye, and they have what, in my opinion, is one of their 2 last opportunities if things start going downhill to push back through this. And it looks like, oh, D10 had the right read at the start of the round. He was called over to help the defense over there, help out Cursed, but it's not what he should have done. He should have stayed in garage, because now 2 players have pushed up through that garage area, and the plant is going down. Waiu, the first to draw blood onto Atrim. I think CSU Vikes Green has realized a bit of a weakness here towards that B site. A similar weakness that Akron was identifying on the attacking side definitely seems to persist. And Shepard looking to go in fast with this Spectre. You can do a lot with that close range. But CSU there to respond. And a perfectly timed wallbang there. Didn't get to see it from his perspective, but Shuki, definitely not the one you'd expect to get a kill in that situation, gets perfect timing, perfect crosshair placement, and perfect map knowledge to know that that wall is a bit squishy and a few bullets can fly right through. Cursed, why'd you jump off that position? Chris just wasted a shroud step. But now he's back up there. There he is. I don't know why he wasted the extra shroud step for it, but does manage to get up to this position. Wants to play to counteract this B push before they can get close. And just calls a flood on. It's a bit of aggression from the defender side, Akron, towards A. And a softer hold on the C site. Similar to what we saw Akron doing in those later rounds, or CSU Green doing in those later rounds against Akron. But it looks like Rogel is the first to fall. And the positioning from Chris was sort of given up in that sense. Atrim goes down as well. But Cursed, the big lurk on the cards, wants to be able to catch one here, but no, caught and Cypher caged off immediately. Now he has a decision. Does he want to try and commit to a lurk? And he definitely could do that. A nice shock dart kill from D10 though. Opening up the playing field, but shut down by Nos. Shuki's there as well. And Shepard, you want to hang on to this op. You do not want to give it up here. Especially because it's such a powerful tool. I would not blame Shepard if he just left, if he just got it at dodge. There's no timing for this. And now you lost the operator. A big, factor in these next rounds. It's going to be a bit of a weaker buy for the side of Akron here. I think weaker is an understatement. It's definitely not much to that buy. Looking at it, 1 Bucky, a Stinger, a couple Sheriffs. But really not much else. And for the attacking side of things, Vikings Green, I want to see how they utilize this Astro Wall. I think Astro Wall is something that's usually not played. Oh my god, Shepard's going in. And he's not been spotted. Now he is. Gets 1 kill in a position where you think he shouldn't have. And Curse with a bit of a push-up. D10 gets a trade out there. CSU, Vikings Green, now at a player disadvantage when they definitely should have. Akron made that fight scrappy. That's definitely going in their favor.
Camera taken out.
And with that camera break, they're going to know the hit's going to be over onto A. The trip is going to get broken. And you got to be so careful if you're Lion. You're only 10 HP. You're spamming. You don't want to take these fights. You get one. And a trade comes in. And it's a 1v1 situation. Shuki is going to close it out. And he's going to potentially put the comeback on the cards. It got very dangerous for CSU Green there. But they are keeping themselves in it. They're keeping to claw back, fight back in this competition. And now you see the building of ultimates on either side of the table. Every single player, I mean, at the least you're 3 away from your ultimate, and that's just Roggle. Everybody else 2 or 1. The control over alt orbs and also economy is going to be extremely important here. And Lion's going to take that early space. The Astro Wall does come in through C. And that's one that just doesn't deny half of sight. That's all of sight that they're trying to take away. CSU putting up a stand. And Roggle needs to make sure he gets this flash right, gets this timing right. It's definitely a tough one to hit if you're pushing through. Oh, no, exquisitely. Oh my god, this lurk. It's dangerous. He didn't hear any of that because the Astro Wall is still up. No. Oh, okay, no knife there. Was definitely looking for it for a moment, but gonna keep this one controlled, keep this one contained, and keep their lead growing. So just out of an Astro Wall, able to break onto the C site very quickly. Now with 4 ultimates for CSU Green, they have a lot of potential here. I love the opportunity to do your breach ult take onto A or on actually any site here is a really good target for that breach ult. I'll see where they want to go since that's the probably first ult you'd expect to come up here. CSU Green is going to go for that. And the breach ult's going to come through. Do they clear it though? No, they don't. D10 finds 2. But little do they know, that's a fake. It's going to be a push towards C instead. And they pulled 3 players of Akron Gold over. And this is a winnable situation. They just need to deal with Cursed in this awkward position. He needs to swing out now. He doesn't realize how close this danger is. He's going to do a little jump. A little bit of shenanigans with that as well. But not able to find it. And they're pushing up. CSU pushing the aggression, realizing D10's in his ultimate. Now D10 has 3 kills on the cards. Potentially looking for another ace, but on 5 HP. Even I can't ask that of him. Shark darts come in. Nothing found just yet. And it's a single bullet. D10 on the wire, on the edge. A 2v1 situation. Hack comes in. And Atrium's right there for the cleanup. Akron makes it close. I love the idea. Wait. Hang on. Oh, no, they make it close. They make it close. It's good. It's good. Look at that guy. Hops on the phone after every round. Texts his friends. Hey, go check out this clutch, you know? This one's pretty cool. But I really gotta say, D10, I definitely sung his name a lot, so I'd say the more so sung hero of that round. Catches 2 on A, and is the only reason. If D10 died there, they'd have had to pull one more person over to A. They wouldn't have had that tight of a hold on C, and they wouldn't have forced out that much time onto C, forced out that many ultimates. So, really did a good job of setting his team up, setting I guess Atrium up for success.
Enemy.
Oh, look at Curse position. One of my favorite positions to hold is an Omen. If you smoke it off, it's just fine, right? You're good. But if you don't smoke it off, there's a lot of times you can get punished for it, but Cursed, very good for it. And a TP out may have been a bit awkward in positioning, but definitely gets him that escape route. Akron with an early numbers advantage again. Little do they know the creep has already come through onto B. But the trades are there and the spike in a dangerous position now. So much util just dumped in. Exquisitely must play exquisitely if he wants to do anything about Akron, but he cannot. And Akron is going to go up to 11. And even when I talked to Knight from OSU Scarlet, he said, yeah, Akron, kind of the team to be worried about here, you know? And you can see exactly why. A timeout called by Shuki with 4 rounds to win here. They want to talk this through. They want to make sure they make every moment, every opportunity count. They have gone even throughout this second half, so it is definitely doable. They seem to be a bit stronger towards the attacking side. I just need to see a bit more, I guess, decisiveness, a bit more decisive shot calling, realizing that once they get on site, they are kind of in a golden position. They just need to get there first and deal with players like Atron, deal with players like Deaton, who are playing at kind of an unbelievable level right now. And as the round ticks to a start, you see the money for CSU Green is not completely there. They're actually deciding. Oh, now Shuki's gonna get a gun. I was gonna say, this is potentially their last round. They should really give everything they can. 2 really early exchanges on kills, though, up through B.
Scanning ahead.
Puts, I would say, more so the disadvantage on the side of Akron, typically, because they're on the defense, but they already got a lot of damage done. And they have players very low, like Noth goes down very easily. A 2v4 situation, now 1v4, and it seems almost impossible for Exquisitely here. Has to do so much in this situation. And everyone in Akron, they're not giving him
Camera
anything.
taken
They're just
out.
waiting. They're playing patient. Exquisitely doesn't even have the spike at the moment. And now they converge. Now they realize we know exactly where he is. We can pincer this position. And then again, just hold. Wait. We don't need to do anything fancy until the ult comes in. They want to clean this up, and that's exactly what they're going to do. D10 shuts them down, and Akron takes the win over CSU Green. They may have lost to the other CSU team, but they said, hey, that's just warm-up. We still got big maps in us. We still got big plays in us. And we're going to absolutely show that there. You can get to see the leaderboard. D10 and Atrim really showing up there. D-Trim with those, I guess, cheeky positions, and also the ace that he got, as well as Atrim with, in my opinion, and I do play a lot of Cypher and Omen, so I'm very biased, but some amazing Cypher setups that he was kind of calling his team to get. So it will be a 13-8. Akron Zips Gold taking the win over CSU Vikings Green. I do have another match update as well that just finished up. OSU Scarlet, the team we watched win on map 1, also won their map 2 against Marion Tech Leaders. We still... And then, we have a third map update as well. The Sussy Players White did defeat CSU Vikings White. So, kind of what all this tells me is we still have a very sort of contestatious group of players here, because most of the players have, I guess, won one, lost one. The only one who has gone undefeated is OSU Scarlet. So we'll have to see. I mean, the next matchup for teams are going to be Sussy Players versus Marion Tech Leaders, OSU Scarlet versus Akron Gold. So the 2 teams we watch win get to battle off against each other. And the map that I'm personally most excited to watch, and the one that we will be watching, is the CSU Vikings White versus the CSU Vikings Green. Both teams 1-1. Both teams want to fight for that first or second place spot, because remember, today is just the pool play. Tomorrow we have a 6-player bracket where everybody's playing 3 maps, best of 3 situation. So technically not everybody is playing 3 maps. And yeah, we'll see what the seeding is for that. But before that comes in, I believe we're going to be having Deaton, the Silva player from last match, come in for an interview. Deaton, how's it going?
It's going good, man. How are you?
Hey, I'm doing all right. And I got to say, first question, how did that ace feel on Haven?
It felt good. Unfortunately, it was with a judge, which is kind of scummy, but other than that, it felt good. So.
Nah, I respect the judge gameplay, I got to say. I am one who, first off, not as talented as you, or probably anybody here, obviously. And secondly, I'm one who tends to use the judge a lot at lower elos.
There
so
you go,
I just
yeah.
want to say, judge underrepresented gun and underrepresented in the ace category as well.
For sure.
So excellent job. Now, sort of talk to me about the vibe throughout that match, because you were able to keep the lead over CSU Vikings Green throughout the entire time. Were the vibes just good, flowing? Was there anything in particular they were doing that you had to counter strat a lot?
We weren't necessarily counter-stratting at all. We were just kind of going through our motion. Haven's one of the maps we're more comfortable on. We recently had a player change with the team, so we haven't got to scrim very much on most maps, but Haven's one that we did get a couple blocks in on, so we're pretty comfortable in moving players around, putting people in different positions and whatnot. So, yeah.
Got it. And talk to me a little bit about moving players around, because it felt like, at least from my perspective, a new observer to the Akron Gold players, everybody felt really comfortable on their role.
Yeah. So we did have a slight role change, but like Rogel is the new addition. He got moved back in. We used to play with him last year. So Shepard got moved off of Initiator and back onto Duelist. So he's extremely comfortable on that jet entry and whatnot. And when he gets that op, we can put him anywhere on the map, and he's good for one most of the time. So, yeah, that helps a lot.
Yeah, I definitely saw a lot of that. I mean, Shepard, especially on a map like Haven, op is very, very flexible.
For sure.
Tell me a little bit more about yourself as a player. How long have you been playing at Akron, and what's it been like playing there?
Yeah, so this is year 2 playing at Akron. It's been great. I was on the roster with Vorses, all of them, last year, which was a great time. And then I got moved to this one with these guys, which are also awesome. So, yeah, vibes are good. I enjoy playing for the program. It's a great program. So, yep.
And then, again, another experience thing, but talk to me about the experience at this LAN, the game arena, I guess, arena venue. How has it been here? Are the vibes good? And I guess in terms of LAN, have you been to a lot of LANs or not?
I haven't been to many. This is my second time at this LAN specifically. We came last year, and it didn't go so well for us, so we're hoping to kind of get a little revenge from last year, do a little bit better, place a little bit better. But as far as LANs go, this is like maybe my third ever. So, yeah, not very many LAN experiences, but most of the time they're pretty fun, pretty enjoyable. This is one of the better ones for sure.
Yeah, and correct me if I'm wrong, didn't you guys get third last LAN?
So that was actually the other team. That wasn't
us.
So
Okay.
there's 2 Akron teams. Yep. The other Akron
Gotcha.
team got third, not this roster.
Okay, perfect. Yep. That makes a lot more sense. But we're glad to have you back, and
Appreciate
I'm glad
it.
to see you guys performing at a high level. Your next match will be against OSU Scarlet. I actually had an interview with Knight from OSU Scarlet, and he said that you were the team he was most excited to play against.
Yeah.
So would you say the feeling's the same? OSU Scarlet obviously 2-0 right now.
It's funny you bring that up. That's actually who knocked us out last time at this LAN. So yes, I am looking forward to playing that one for sure.
All right. And before I let you go, do you have any shout-outs you want to make? Any, I guess, shout out yourself, you can shout out other people. Whatever you want to say, this is your moment.
Shout out Hunter driving us here in this terrible weather in Ohio right now. And shout out the team, of course, because they're doing great, keeping the vibes high. So, yep.
All right. Thank you so much, Deaton. And I hope to hear from you or somebody else from Akron Gold again at some point
Sounds
throughout
good.
this broadcast. Wishing you guys the best.
Thank you.
Yeah, and it is great to hear from these players. Great to hear that, I guess, the energy and the vibes are up on all sides. And hopefully even the teams that have gone down, they have lost a map, maybe 2, they still keep the energy here, still keep the vibes here. Because the good thing about this format is this is just pool play. You can take this, you can just take it as a learning experience and then come back tomorrow for the bracket play even stronger. And, speaking about coming back, we do have a couple big matchups coming up, but we got to give the players time to rest, got to give them time to relax. So we're going to send it to a very quick break, and we'll be right back with more Game Arena Valorant action after this.